Hi again, YouTube. I was thinking about the people that I know that I would describe them as self centered pleasure seekers or narcissists, that type of personality. Or even like, well, whether they're just plain demonistic or whatever. But I see a lot of these type of people that do not care about their creator. um they're like blaming God for even like even for existing. They blame him for his creation, for even creating them. And I would ask, what's better, living in the light or living in darkness forever, you know? But I sometimes have a really hard time getting through to, well, I never get through to these people because their mindset is it's like they're finding somebody to punish because of their faults. Everything they do, that's going to ultimately, it's not the symbiotic relationship that you have with God, that he loves you, you love him, and you're trying your best to um, become on a big enough level where you could actually have a conversation with the creator of all things. Imagine that. Um, that to me is probably about the number one thing that we all should strive for, to have that knowledge and never quit learning. And oh, hey, if I do get cut off, I'm sorry. I really am. I'll be back tomorrow or whenever. But I was thinking about like not even wanting to have my sons around me because of their selfish ways. Um, one, if they decide to say drink something or shoot something or do something and then come around me, or even after they've done these things and they're not thinking right, and maybe to them they think they are, but in my home, it could cause such a disruption that I could end up leaving cats without anybody to feed them, or having my uh, security taken away in my own home, my own peace, like with disruptions of police and all the rest of the nonsense that goes along with the narcissist's behavior and their impulsive ways that are destructive and dangerous to be around. And that's kind of what I'm focused on today. It's like, yeah, this is a demonic spirit running in these people, and they are blaming God or their parents for putting them on this earth. And if they see virtues in you, if this is your parents or your siblings or your friends or your kids, and they see virtues in you that they're maybe even jealous of, or they just hate because their spirit is so different from yours, they're going to try and punish you for it, you know. Yeah. And they try. They try to take your smile away. Their smile is fake and it's forced, but when somebody that's lived with deep sorrows of these things like that actually smiles or laughs, it could be forced at times when we're trying to remain balanced. It helps our happy endorphins kick in. So that is a good thing, even if you have to force it. But these people hate that. They hate that you'll bounce back and that you're going to be likable or lovable because they have to fake that. Yours is real. You know who you are, you know, and they know who you are too. That was my point. That's what I was thinking. You know how you'll be sitting in a crowd, whether it's family or whoever, and you might be talking about a certain subject, And you won't even have to say how you feel about anything. It'll just be that look on your face or your lack of conversation in that area, whatever it is, or even a non judgmental attitude can piss these people off. You know, it's just like I had a video and I was writing, if I were a bigot. Well, I'm not. And I'm not a homophobe either. I hate that word. I'm not afraid. What the am I afraid of? No, if you want to go crawl in somebody's butt, I don't care. That doesn't give me fear as long as you're just like keeping that thing away from me, you know, or the children. And that's the bottom line there with me on anything. But I hate that word homophobic or transphobic. I'm not scared, you know. I'm not really even scared of spiders. I don't like them. And I'm not scared of snakes. I'm not really fond of them, but I used to play with snakes and spiders. And, well, I didn't really play with spiders, I could say. I had a daddy long leg bite me, and I pulled its legs off. I was pretty young, but, it maybe wasn't the coolest thing to do, but I felt like it was necessary because it was trying to crawl back up the side of my grandpa's house by his water. And it's like, well, you're not going to bite anybody ever again, you know? Justice, I guess. Yeah. But I was thinking of how people will punish innocent people for the things they go through in life and the disruptions that they can put in your life to throw you off from what your goals are. And they know you got things going on too because they don't. Or if they do, they don't want to have. They want you as their slave or their whipping post. You're supposed to just shut the fuck up and work for them, you know. And that's what it's all about. That's the bottom line, you know. And that is an abuser. It doesn't matter, who it is. If they're treating you like that in that respect, and their sorrows for their lives aren't symbiotic with God, and they're taking it out on you because yours is, that's what we're battling nowadays, you know. Yeah. I've had to push almost everybody I know out of my life. Adopted family, blood relatives that I met when I got to be older. I was 34 when I laid eyes on another person besides my child that I was related to. And they don't much like me either. I mean, they love me, sorta. Yeah, my mother, birth mother, does not love me at all. This is a full blown narcissist. I called her and my older sister witches because they may not be in a coven. It's a natural thing in our bloodline that we're intuitive, and these women use it for their benefit against everybody. That's just the way they are. So I won't say every single one of my blood relatives, but they all know what's going on. And the ones that are they became flying monkeys for the narcissist are like either codependent or narcissists themselves, you know. Yeah, it kind of leaves me a little bit alone and even pushing my sons away, but it's like, look, I started walking away from the nonsense when I was 12. I'm not going to stop now, you know. So you can only turn the cheek so many times. And then you're like, I am sick of being beat on and treated like dirt. I don't treat people like that. So, and then people will come into my home and into my space and tell me what I'm doing wrong. That's the rich part. It's like, oh, is that right there, little Sparky? Why don't you get a hammer and some wood and fix some of the shit you broke around here? You know, come come around me and tell me who I don't live up to. Uh, Whatever. So I guess it's sort of kind of a rant video, not real bad or nothing, but I just wanted people to know like you're not alone. If you have to push people away out of your life, it really doesn't matter who they are, for your own sanity and your own peace. If they're that selfish and disruptive, and if they're actually cruel and cold hearted and dangerous and impulsive and all these things, reckless, careless, there you don't have a choice. And they can say whatever they want to say. It doesn't change the facts, you know. Even if it were verbal abuse, that's endangering you, your mind, your heart, your soul. It's not natural. It's not something normal human beings do to each other. Even when we're angry, if you're a half decent person, you're still gonna watch what you're saying. You know where I'm coming from. It isn't that I haven't gone deep with some badass shit towards people, because I will get about as bad as I ever heard, except for some of the stuff I've been around. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's on a filth level that my mind doesn't conceive. If you get what I'm saying, that's true. So I know some of you are lonely, and I'm lonely like that too. And yeah, it is a loneliness, and that's what they have too. They have immense amounts of loneliness that they try and fill with other things besides what they should be filling it with. And then they'd have real relationships and those type of things, and it would be peaceful. But by them wanting control over everything, and chaos cannot remain in control, and we're calling it good. We're not calling evil good anymore. No, no, not at all. None of it. Expose it wherever you see it, and don't feel bad about exposing it either, because the sane minds and the good hearted people out there, we're going to stick together and we see each other. So, no worries there. Well, I appreciate y'all joining me. Um, I'll talk to you soon. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. I love you.